Hey folks, and welcome to Solar Cabin Channel. Hey, I got just a neat little item in the mail today, and I thought I'd just share it because it might actually turn out to be something that off-gridders like us could use in our small cabins, and it's just kind of a fun little project. So let me show you what I got here. Okay, that is a swamp cooler, and it is made by Arctic Air. And it's a small air conditioner and humidifier. Now, tell you a story. When I was growing up as a kid, they didn't have window air conditioners like they have now with the gas units in them. What my mom would drag out, she'd have us kids drag out every summer when it got really hot, was a small swamp cooler that we would put in the living room. And I remember it had a straw mat in the back, and you would put it somewhere next to the couches and stuff like that, and then we would refill it up with pitchers full of water, and it would blow and humidify the air. Now, where I live out here is what's called high desert area, and so our humidity is really low, and so the swamp coolers and that, they add some humidity to the air, which is nice. It keeps your skin from drying out, and it actually cools down the room. They're not quite as efficient as a gas operated air conditioning unit, the ones that actually pull the water out of the air, but they do the job, especially in these high desert areas or any place where it's low humidity. They're not good for high humidity areas, but they're really good for low humidity areas like mine. Now, this one here is I just seen this. I happened to come across it on Amazon, and I had some extra money on there from making referrals for solar panels and things like that, so I picked up a couple items. I picked up my day bed, and I picked up this little desk operated swamp cooler is what it is, or what they call a evaporative cooler is the actual name for them. We just call them swamp coolers. And this was $30 on Amazon, and it's made by Arctic Air, and it's only about 9 inches. It's just about 9 inches across, and it's got a little cover here on top where you add the water. And you could put in a pretty good amount of water. The first time you fill it up, it has to soak into the filter, because it has a filter pad in there. And you can buy additional filter pads for these on Amazon, or you can just pull them out. And I would suggest, if you're leaving it for very long, like over winter you're not going to use it, pull the filters out and let them dry, or put a new filter in when you start each year. But it's got enough space in there for, I'd say about, well, it took a 12-ounce water bottle to fill it up, and that's almost gone, filling up the filter, so I'll have to put some more water in it. So it's got a pretty good sized water tank. It says it will last about 8 hours on a tank full. We'll see. I haven't ran it that long. It comes with the power button on top, and then it's got a button that you can push for either high, medium, or low. I've got it on high, and I could tell you with my hand in front of it, it is actually cooling. Now, this just has a small fan in it, but it is actually cooling down. I would say it's probably a good 10 to 15 degrees cooler in front of that, and I've got this situated so it's right next to my couch where I sit, and I'm about 4 feet away from it, and I could actually feel it cooling it down very much just sitting there, and it makes about as much noise as my fan. Generally, I just use these small trucker fans to cool it off, but all that does is blow the warm air around in the summer. It doesn't help that much to cool it down. This is actually adding some humidity, some water, moisture to the air, which will be really nice here. It's about as quiet as the fan is, and it's also got a pretty neat little feature, which I'll show you here if you can see it. I'll probably have to close the door here, but it's got a light. You can see that there's a light right there on it, and that light, I've got it set so it's turning different colors. Let me close the door and you'll be able to see it better. Stay out. Okay, so now you can see the lights on it. This is just for a fun feature. It has nothing to do with cooling the room down, except it makes you feel cooler, I guess. You can change the light colors, so you can change them to different colors. And I've just got it set so that it rotates through the colors. So right now it's rotating to purple, and then it rotates to red, and it rotates to blue, and it rotates to green. So just kind of a neat feature. Now, the good thing that I like about this is this uses less than 1 amp, or right around 1 amp. Okay? So it's using right around 1 amp. So let me open the door again so I can show you this unit. You've seen the lights. Okay, so this uses about 1 amp of power, and that's actually less than the fan does for running it. So I can run this all the time, even at night. And it really, I'm quite impressed with how much cool air that little unit puts out. Now, I'm not going to give you a real honest review until I've had this for a while. I can tell you it is working. It does what it says it does. It does cool the air down, and you know, it's adding some moisture to it, and I can tell that the moisture is going down in the tank, so it is pulling it up through the filter. It does have a light on it, and everything seems to be working. It's not very loud. And for 30 bucks, I don't think it's a bad deal. So, you know, if you're interested in one of those, it's made by Arctic Air, and they're available. I'll put the link down in my comments down there. Go check those out. Now, they do make larger units of these. They make floor stand units. And if you've got a bigger place, this is just designed as a personal cooler. So I could set it there on my workspace if I'm working over there, and I can just set it right on the desk and cool my chair instead of cooling the whole room down. And at nighttime, this will be great because it's just cooling down the area, because I'll be sleeping over here. It's just cooling down the area for me to sleep. So I would say that's a pretty good little unit. Now, it says don't move it when it's filled. So, you know, you don't want to move it around too much after you've filled it up, because it might leak. But other than that, I don't see any leaks or any problems with it there. And yeah, I can feel quite a lot of cool air coming out of there. Very impressed with that little unit. Alright, I just thought that was a fun little unit. It might be something that's useful to you off-gridders. Or I could see maybe that even being used in a camper. Or since it's 1 amp and it runs off of just a USB cord. And because this can be run off of 1 amp and USB, it'd be a good unit like if you want to take camping, or you know, if you put it in your tent or in your camper or something like that, where you don't want to run your generator to run your AC units. This might be a really nice way to go. Even if you had a couple of them at 1 amp, you're not going to drain your batteries down very fast at all. You can run that, you know, all night long on just one single battery, and it's not going to even touch it. Okay, so this is the product, in case you go looking for it. It is made by Arctic Air, and it comes with the USB plug-in that goes in 110. It's a 110 cord with a USB plug is what it is. So you can use it either as USB, you could run it right off your computer, actually, USB plug, or you could run it off of any of those DC to USB converters. You could get one of those for cheap and run it right in your vehicle, from your vehicle if you wanted to. And I got it for 30 bucks, free shipping from Amazon. It showed up in about a week, and it seems to be working very well, quite well, and doing as it's advertised. And you know, if that's something that maybe would help you out in your small spaces, your little tiny houses, your cabins, off-grid cabins, whatever, I think it's a pretty decent product. And I'll keep an eye on it. I'll run it. It's not really hot here yet. It will get hotter this summer, and so I'll be able to give it more of a test to see how much it cools down. But I can tell it's probably bringing the temperature down next to it, within 4 feet of it, down about 10-15 degrees over the ambient room temperature. So I'd say that's pretty good. Alright folks, yeah, if you like this project and you like to see off-grid items and learn about off-grid living, please come by my website, simple+solar+homesteading.com. Pick yourself up an ebook, or just sit a spell on my porch and visit the plans that I have there. You can see all kinds of off-grid plans and houses that have been built by customers from my plans, and some from their own plans and things like that. And you can go and see the contest from a few years ago of all the different projects and plans that are on there. Alright folks, thanks for coming by my cabin. Have a great day.